What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Three Wide Podcast, hosted by myself, Ethan Reich, and I'm joined with the Ferrari man, live in the flesh. What's going on, big man?
Not much. You already know we're about to hit up that 1-2 finish
How?
this week.
Where are we racing, bro? Oh, you mean
We
Ferrari
are
doing
racing.
1-2 finish? Yeah, that's funny. That's
You already know. You already know the 1-2
You
finish.
mean Red Bull?
Nah, cap.
Mm.
It's Ferrari week, bro. It's Ferrari week. You
Anyways,
already know.
before we get into our podcast talking about Formula One, as avid Formula One fans, we are also avid racing fans. So, me and Bryan here are both working on our own individual and combined channels where we actually have our own racing footage. So, we do endurance races, we do rental races, and we're going to be joining a league at our newly opening track in a couple of weeks' time. And we'll be providing content for you for that as well. You could follow my individual YouTube, which is just Ethan Rice 23. I post my reactions to rental cart fucking failures of these Karens trying to drive and getting me tight. I post
Karens? You mean the back markers? The back markers.
yeah,
That's
their
their
best friend is
proper
fucking
term.
Barry R. So
Very
big up
hard.
Super GT, but yeah. So I'd be showing my rage after the fact. I'm working on getting a camera, a microphone, so you guys could hear what I have to say when I'm driving because it's not a pretty sight, and I think it'd be funny for you all to hear. And yeah, Bryan has the same thing coming up. We're both very good drivers who push each other every time we race, and I think it'd be really good content for you guys to see if you guys are into racing. So yeah, just a little preface before Formula One. Yeah. So we'll start by a bit of news in Formula One. The USA Grand Prix is coming up this weekend after a little break since the Japanese Grand Prix. And unlike the Japanese Grand Prix, we don't have to stay up till fucking 3 o'clock a.m. in the morning to watch it. It's on the East Coast time, it's about time. But yeah, it's nice. So, and the home team of the USA Grand Prix. We'll preview the USA Grand Prix in depth in a little bit. But the Haas F1 is going to announce a new title, a new primary sponsor at the USA Grand Prix, which is rumored to be a USA company. Like, they haven't given any clue about who this company is going to be, but they're going to announce a new title sponsor. Remember last year they had Uralkali, but then
They had Rick Energy. Rick Energy. Come on, you gotta bring back Rick
Energy?
Energy. Rick Energy. It's Rick Energy, bro.
Bro, that was
Because okay, let's be honest. They're not rich. They are not rich.
Yeah, they pulled out. I think they sponsored a MotoGP team, and they pulled out of that as well.
Really?
And the Haas was like, "Yeah, we're not surprised." But the MotoGP team, or I don't know if they pulled out, or if the team said, "Yeah, we don't want you to sponsor us anymore," something like that.
Damn.
And Gunther was like, "Yeah, I'm not surprised."
Freaking Rich Energy. Not Rich. It's Rick.
Before.
I've heard of Rick because that's what their owner looks like. Rick. He looks like a Rick, bro. Honestly, that's why I'm calling it Rick Energy, bro.
Oh my god.
Rick Energy.
But
honestly,
yeah, so
what a
Haas
bunch of
are,
numbers.
Haas are announcing a new title sponsor. But on the topic of Haas, after a couple of decent-ish drives from Daniel Ricciardo and rumors that Mick Schumacher might not be resigning, is there pressure at the USA Grand Prix, Haas's home Grand Prix? Is there pressure that Mick Schumacher has to perform to keep his seat in Haas, and not only Haas, but what's looking like maybe Formula One? What do you think about that?
Honestly, I have not heard any of the new rumors about him not resigning, but I have heard that Gunther has stated that no, not it wasn't even Gunther. It was the Gene Haas himself. He said that Mick really needs to get a move on. If he basically said something along the lines where right now he's in a very big gray area. If he wins in the next following Grand Prix, he's basically gonna stay in Haas, according to what he said, or something along the lines of that.
He's not gonna win.
And then, well, that's what Gene Haas said. If he
perform well.
Well, yeah, something like that. But he said if he basically wins, he has a secured seat at Haas. If he doesn't, then he's in a gray area.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing was Gunther has stated about Ricardo. He said that the phone's available and that Ricardo could call them. They wouldn't have a problem accepting Ricardo, but Ricardo's just never called. So Gunther is open to having Ricardo. It's just Ricardo never called, and I don't think Ricardo's going to consider Haas unless
But
he
again,
really, really wants to.
this is all being done in the paddock, right? Like we don't. Like, we heard about Alonso leaving the same day Alonso found out. We learned that Piastri wasn't driving for Alpine the day Piastri said he's not driving for Alpine. You
Yeah,
gotta expect the unexpected in Formula One. That's what makes Formula One so beautiful, right?
yeah,
Bro, Ricardo could have a contract with Haas right now, and Mick Schumacher could have been told that he's not leaving, that he's leaving Haas. You know what I mean? Mick has
yeah.
probably one, if not one of, then the highest crash bill in Formula One. He crashes out. He not only crashes a lot, his crashes are fucking impactful as shit. Monaco, for example, that shit came flying apart. Japan, race after race, you could just name it. He did have that one stretch around the Austrian Grand Prix, British Grand Prix, and I think was it Imola that he got points. He got points in another one of those races. I forgot. That he did well.
I think in Austria, the Red Bull
No, I
Ring.
know Austria, Great Britain, and one more. He got 3 consecutive. I forgot the other third, but that's beyond the point. The point is that like
Yeah, I
he's
forgot to.
at a point showed that he's worthy enough to stay at Haas, right? That he could perform to a high level. We have not seen the same Mick Schumacher as of late. And to be fair to him, K-Mag himself hasn't really performed that well. Haas have kind of underperformed since like their run of points like that we were all surprised about. They've kind of hit a fan and hit a brick wall in a way. So hopefully at the USA Grand Prix things get better. But I'm pretty sure K-Mag will keep. Well, K-Mag was offered a 2-year deal, I believe.
Yeah.
So
Wait, it was only 2 years?
it was 1 or 2, because he was like a late
Shit.
signing, but I don't think he's leaving anywhere. Mix up for contention, right? So
Yeah.
I think if Haas have the chance of signing Danny Rick, I think you go for him. I think um, a completely new, a completely new setting for Danny Rick. He loves the American lifestyle. He loves like NASCAR, football, things like that. Um, I think put him in like not necessarily. McLaren have aspirations of being a top team, right? Renault have aspirations of being a top team. I mean, every Formula One team does. But there's a deep meaning at Haas. Like people know Haas aren't right. Like people in Haas, Gunther knows that they're not a top team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the only way for Ricardo right now is up right after such a down year, and the only way for Haas is up at the moment, right? So I think you put a hungry driver and a hungry team, like in terms of wanting a good performance out of the driver and car. I think you got a nice little combination there. I think Gunther Steiner and Daniel Ricciardo will be a really, really good duo that could really work. And who knows, maybe Haas have, with their new sponsor that's going to be announced, they could, use that money to really upgrade the car in some astonishing way and really make strides towards the top of the midfield, like the Alpines and the McLarens. So who knows, man? I think if Ricciardo's available, you go for him, man. I know. I guess if Mick has, I'm assuming Daniel Ricciardo will be more expensive than Mick, right? So if Mick does well these next
Yeah,
four,
for sure.
if he does well these next 4 races, maybe think about keeping him. But if he continues to struggle, man, don't be surprised if Haas pull the trigger. Gunther's that type of guy to pull the trigger. You know what I mean? He's gonna leave the gun off safety mode. You know what I mean?
I just wanted to add that, like, honestly, even if they do get Ricardo, let's be honest, Ricardo, okay, he might be slow or slower or not performing as well, but at least he doesn't bin the car, because I don't think I've ever
He'll
seen
give it his
Ricardo
all.
actually bin the car, you know?
I
So
mean,
if
Monaco
he...
this year.
Okay, that was like one instance, compared to Mick's like 8 consecutive instances of like
And
binning it completely.
they've been bad too. Not
Yeah,
like little.
exactly. So what I'm thinking is honestly, uh, I would just consider Ricardo,
Me too.
And K Mag, a strong duo for Haas, and something that they probably need.
I'm more in the lines of
Either that or Ricardo could join Williams.
I see Mick
Because
over.
that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Nah, I don't see it. I see Haas. Just because I think Ricardo and Gunther is the real duo we have to be talking about. I think Steiner and Ricardo would have a really, really good relationship with each other.
I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah.
I
I
could
think
see
that
that.
type of personality at Haas will attract more sponsors because he's gonna love driving for that type of team who aren't
Yeah.
like people in Haas know that they're not the best, right? People in McLaren
Yeah.
are like, oh, we're the best team. We always got to put the best car out. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
a level of understanding that we're not where we should be, and that's okay because we're gonna improve. We all Ricardo's not the driver he once was, right? He hasn't shown recently what we know of Daniel Ricciardo. I think give him
Mhm.
a fresh start in Haas, a fresh team, a fresh outlook, fresh aspirations, right? Of just fighting to be back in top midfield contention. You can see
Yep.
Ricardo's become close to the driver been used to seeing over the past couple of years, as opposed to the last 18
Absolutely.
months. So
Absolutely. I agree.
I think it's a good proposition. And if I'm going to decide on Gene Haas, I'm going for Danny Rick, man. I'm going for Danny Rick. I'm not thinking twice about it. And Gunther Steiner is the type of personality to do the same thing. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
But then the follow up question to that
100.
is, Williams Heat, there's one available. Does Mick get it if he's out of Haas?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, Mick could go for Williams, but I think that Williams, after was not going to want to go for a risky option ever since taking Latifi. So I
Mm.
think that Williams might go for something brand new altogether, or they could either go slip in Ricardo, because as we all know, money talks. As we've seen, Alonso definitely did not want to go to Aston Martin for sure. And it's not like every driver's gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna join this new project." Nah,
Well,
nah, you
also,
joining in because of the
in
money,
respect,
for the most part.
Aston Martin and no Williams. Aston Martin have money to spend on the car. And we've
They
seen
do.
with Japan a great result for launch. Or was it Singapore? For the good. No, Singapore.
No,
Last year.
no. Japan, Japan,
But
Japan, Japan,
Stroll, no,
Japan.
wasn't Stroll in like P5 in Singapore? Something like that?
Oh yeah,
But Vettel was like P6,
uh,
P7 in Japan.
yeah, or something like that. Yeah, but
Listen,
the
I think that car will be very much of a contender next year. I can't say the same about Williams,
true, true.
but I think I think there's more of a chance that Williams go with a F2 driver like I don't know, maybe Porsche, maybe Djokovic, than Mick.
Maybe they could.
If Mick doesn't keep his seat at Haas, I see him going out of Formula One as compared, or maybe becoming a reserve driver, like not having a seat on the grid, as opposed to him getting a seat at Williams. That's my opinion.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's harsh on
I
Vic. That's
know.
harsh on Vic. I don't blame you, but like
He just
honestly,
hasn't been consistent enough, man. Let's be real.
yeah.
I know that the last name has
Um,
power, but you can't just rely on your last name.
yeah,
Let's be real.
true.
Anyway, that's another
Bro,
bet.
watch Williams gap everyone next year. They're gonna pull like a 1990s hat trick right there. They're
Even
gonna come out.
2000, early, like mid 2010s, man. 2014,
Yeah, but
15.
90s
They were,
they
oh
were
yeah,
dominant.
obviously.
They were dominant. They were like tanks, bro.
Yeah. Well, enough of that subject. It's been confirmed that Audi have started their engine development for 2026 for the Formula One car. That they like we were talking about off camera. They always show their F1 car when they're talking about their engine, but Porsche are also trying to come into Formula One, and I thought it was like about to be confirmed that Audi will be the engine provider for Porsche. So why do they keep showing their car? Do you think they're going to be a constructor as well, like a Formula One team as well as an engine provider?
Um, well, I want to think of it as this. I mean, the car looks cool. It looks really cool with that grayish black and red highlights. It looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie, and I would definitely not mind seeing it. But again, they already have their hands full alone with developing an engine because we all know how hard it is to develop a Formula One engine. Plus, with the new regulations of using more electrical power and still using
Fuel, stuff like
fuels,
that. Yeah.
it's gonna be difficult. So they already have their hands full with that. You know, splitting up and getting another division to build a car, that's gonna be even tougher. What I think would be a smarter move is if Porsche builds a chassis, builds the entire body, and then Audi comes in and is like, all right, let's provide the engine to this Porsche F1 car. It will be Porsche's F1 team. Audi is the engine supplier, just as it's intended to be.
I agree with. So, what I think should be done. You know how Red Bull, when they were sponsored, powered by or sponsored by Infinity, the rear wing had Infinity on it,
Yes.
and the car itself had like Infinity. I think they should sponsor
Yeah.
each other. So, say if Porsche were the engine, it should be Audi primarily, but Porsche should be a sponsor on that car as well. But I think if Porsche's coming in, Audi's a sponsor, have Audi on the wing, and maybe put the Audi logo somewhere on the chassis as well,
Yep.
because they're both under the same Volkswagen group. You know what I mean?
And maybe slapping a Volkswagen logo
Yeah,
here
something
and
like
there.
that. Yeah, I mean they're both in the same group, but Lamborghini,
Yeah.
But yeah,
The other thing is, I think that this might pressure other teams to start using perhaps other chassis, because we all know Ferrari supplies not only to its own cars, its engines, it also supplies to Haas. But
well
Haas
and Alpha,
is
but that's engine that's engine, not chassis.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like engine providers, since Audi,
you mean start using their own engines?
yes,
Oh.
I'm saying Audi, not Audi. I'm saying Haas
Alfa Romeo,
might
Williams.
consider Audi because it's brand new. Although I'm not thinking in the first year, I'm thinking like 2027, because they're obviously not going to go in right away thinking, oh, let's just get this new engine, and then the engine fails. And then imagine like Porsche or Audi or whatever their team is, they come out and they're like straight up garbage. They wouldn't want to risk it all on that. So what I think they're going to most likely end up doing, they're going to see how it performs in 2026. If it's super dominant, they are most definitely probably going to start lining up contracts for the 2027 season. If not, I think maybe they'll just like consider looking at it, but not too much. But yeah, possibly a new engine provider for sure. But then again, that would add an 11th team to the grid and two more drivers to the already
and there's still
20
rumors
drivers
that
lineup.
Andretti are trying to become a Formula One team as well.
Oh yeah, well they've been trying to
But
for
no,
the
it's
past
been
what?
confirmed that Andretti, he just drove a McLaren F1 car, and he was interviewed by Martin Brundle, and they're in the works.
Well, they're in the works, but so is what's it called? There was another team I think in the 2000s that was also in the works.
But this is Andretti we're talking about. This is Martin.
True. And that name was a Formula One World Drivers Champion. Whenever they come in, hopefully they might come in for 2026. They might have their own team. Again, their engine supplier might be Audi. That's what I'm
You
thinking.
think
That's gonna
Ford would
be.
join the mix?
Huh?
You think Ford would join the mix?
Ford? Like the American Ford?
And then Haas would go to Ford as well?
No way, not after the disastrous shit that they turned out in the early 90s. I mean, what did
That'd
they
be
do
funny.
to they did in the McLaren, I think. Who else did they do dirty? I remember even watching a documentary like a few nights ago. They did McLaren dirty in the Ford, what was it, 93 season? That car was terribly slow. Holy shit, that car was so slow. And I think that wasn't even the only team that was powered by Ford. Because that was when Honda dropped out, and
Yeah.
oh, that car was terribly slow. Fuck that. That's terrible. That was terrible. I mean, nah, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what
I think
happens.
I think Renault should start giving out more engine providing contracts, because they provide for Alpine,
They used to be
for Red Bull. Yeah. And Williams. Them shits were dominating, bro. They were dominating.
But
And 2005 and 2006, bro, they took off.
yeah,
They
but we'll
took
see
off.
about that. Anyways, bit more news. Singapore is gonna renovate their track a little bit. Turns 16 to 19, which is, I believe,
Is that the Singapore chicane? Is Singapore sling?
no,
Where was the Singapore sling or not?
that was the final corner. No, Singapore sling.
Was it actually? I don't
I
remember
forgot.
too well where it was, but that was definitely an iconic one.
I think 16 to 19 is like right before the bridge, or maybe it
Mm.
could even be the bridge, like before it's it's you go under the bridge with the left right chicane under the bridge, and the right hand turn, and then the long left leading to the freeway.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's where it is. So they're removing 16 to 19 to make it one big straight. So I think that's the turn with the
Mm.
bridge, and I think it's just gonna be a straight. Yeah, that makes sense because it would just be, um, remember the little straight after the quick chicane to that little tough hairpin,
Yeah.
and then under the bridge you make that left right chicane, that right to that part of the straight to make the left to go to the start finish straight. It's very confusing, I know.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna just
Yeah.
eliminate the whole chicane under the bridge and the right hander, and just get rid of that and just make it a straight past the bridge, and then the left hand going to the start finish straight. I'm pretty sure that's what they're saying. Which takes the number of corners from 23 to 19. The changes they're still subject to FIA approval, but they'll probably be accepted. The race would then increase 2 laps from 61 to 63, most likely. And yeah, so it's looking pretty interesting. After a pretty slow start to the Singapore Grand Prix, this past Singapore Grand Prix, and then it ramped up because of the rain and stuff. This straightaway that they're proposing now initiates more overtaking, more possibility for overtaking, and most likely the straight will be a DRS zone as well. So it'll make
It won't be or will be.
most likely will be. It's gonna be a long
Ah,
straight. It's
lovely.
gonna be a long straight. It will be most likely, and yeah, it'll promote for better racing because street circuit Singapore, especially in the rain, with all the tight turns, you don't want to really go offline on the more rubbery parts of the track in the wet because if you go on the racing line in the wet where it's all rubbery, you're just gonna spin out.
Yeah.
You want to stay on the outside where there's water, that way the tires grip up. So
Mhm.
if Singapore has another rain problem with the straight, it'll promote good overtaking and it'll entice drivers to make moves. So pretty good stuff. It'll be really interesting to see. Before we preview the USA Grand Prix, Mercedes are bringing their last aero upgrades to USA. I think this is in hopes to get Lewis Hamilton a win, hopefully this season.
Hopefully.
I say he has 2 races.
I really want to see
I
that.
think it's this one and I think it's this
I
USA.
really want to see that one.
He's not winning Mexico and he's not winning Abu Dhabi, in my opinion.
So, yeah, no, definitely. Either this or this is it's this or Brazil, because
He's historically
I
been
agree.
pretty good in USA, so
Yeah,
that's when-
but
that's
it
when the
would be
Mercedes
very sad
dominate.
if he.
yeah, no.
Yeah, in the Brazil.
It would hurt to see Lewis Hamilton not get a win all season.
Yeah,
I'll be real.
that would be very upsetting to
F1 fans.
not see that. But come on, he really deserves that one though. I mean, he really deserves a win. Either that or Russell might get a win. I want Leclerc to get a win before this season ends because that would be ridiculous if he can't even get one more win. I would get pretty upset. I need my boy Leclerc to win. You know how it is.
I know how it is because my favorite driver was winning the race last year, and then disaster struck. But
Yeah, but that was in Russia, and he had pole too. He had pole too.
Something Leclerc can never do.
I remember. What do you mean Leclerc can never do?
Huh?
Bro's
I
been
know
getting
that.
pole. You can't. You can't, bro. He had 18 poles, bro. 18 or 15? I don't remember. He had every
Lando
single pole, bro.
that Ferrari. Lando will have double the amount of poles Charles have.
You can't. You can't.
Yeah. Mercedes' last upgrades are for aero coming in America. A track that's very aero dominant with the tricky S section. That high speed S section is really tricky.
Howdy.
I think Dakota. This guy just said fucking house. Oh my god.
They're all just thinking of cowboys and shit. It's just the only thing that the European.
You gotta say fucking howdy.
What do you mean? It's howdy.
Howdy's coming to Formula One, not now, 2026. Got a couple years. But
Nah, nah.
what was I saying? Yeah, USA have everything: long straightaways, high arrows parts of the track, slow speed corners. They got a lot, tight hairpins. But sadly, it's not one of my favorites. We'll get into our favorite tracks later this podcast as well. But I don't know, just USA is, you know,
It's just
I'm not a big
meh.
fan of it.
Like, you know, I'm
Maybe,
not a
maybe
big fan
because I've
either.
seen the Mercedes
I'm not gonna
dominate it for recent years, but maybe it'll be a good race now. Obviously, there's no threat of rain because it's in fucking Texas. Um,
lie.
so
They'll find
yeah.
a way. They'll fucking find a way. They always do. They always do.
But yeah, so hopefully Mercedes could hopefully Lewis could shock the world because I personally predict that Sergio Perez will win the USA Grand Prix. I'll be real. I think he's gonna win USA.
Really?
He's been on really good
On
form.
street circuits. On street circuits. I know. I could see that. I could see that.
You see,
But
Coda's on a street circuit.
it's on a street circuit?
No, Coda's a
Oh
track.
wait, hold up. It's a track. It's a track. It's a track. I forgot it's on a street
You're
circuit.
thinking of Miami.
Yeah.
Well, part of Miami's a street circuit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technically.
And aren't they gonna revise Miami for next year?
It's supposed to go
That's what
go
just-
through the Hard Rock Stadium. Kind of like a Mexico-ish, because Mexico goes to that stadium as well.
They should have just done that this year, though. I don't understand what they're doing,
very
bro.
hard with COVID and
Are we still
stuff.
gonna get that fake ass ocean?
Yeah.
Please tell me that we're not gonna
confirmed
get the
it.
fake
confirmed
ocean.
it. They confirmed it.
Oh my
The fake
god,
ocean.
why the fake ocean? Their budget, bro, allows for big ocean. How do we get fake
He's
ocean?
gonna fucking plant an ocean.
Bro, we really about to be getting these fake ass oceans, bro. I
Well,
don't
also
understand
think about
this.
Florida as like a. I'm an insurance guy, right? I like risk management and insurance. Look at Hurricane Ian. If the
Ian.
track was anywhere close to real water, that shit would have got fucking destroyed. You know?
Yeah, that would have been binned. That thing would have been binned.
Yeah.
.com.
So yeah, so let's preview USA now, though. So yeah, I believe Sergio Perez is gonna win this race. I'll be real. I think he's gonna win this race and Mexico.
Hmm.
He's been on form recently, and I've been very harsh of him throughout the mid part of the season because I think Red Bull was so focused on Max. I think we as fans were so focused on Max that we didn't see Perez's laps in France, for example. He finished P6, P7 a couple times, but now he's had back to back, almost. I think back to back P2s or P1. Like I think it was P1 and then P2 back to back, something like that. He's been on great form recently, and I think he's gonna win this race. I'll be real. I think it's gonna be Perez. I think it's gonna be Red Bull 1-2, but opposite. I think it'll be Perez and Max. And then I'll go Leclerc in P3.
No, I don't know. I feel like this is gonna be Ferrari's redemption week because they've been getting P2s lately, P3s.
Yeah, Sainz got P2
I
in
think this is gonna
Japan.
be
P2 right into the fucking barrier, mate.
bro.
That was on his fault.
Gotta cut Ferrari the slack. There's a pizza and mozzarella, you know. The power of the pepperoni is powering the Ferrari strategist.
Yeah,
You know?
I could see that.
Nah. All jokes aside, I think it's gonna be a Leclerc, Sainz 1-2 finish, and my predictions. Here's my top 5. I think it's gonna be Leclerc, Lewis, Lewis. You know, for some reason, I'm actually feeling it's gonna be Leclerc, Lewis, Max, Lando, Carlos Perez. That's top 6. And Mick will finish in the points. That's what I'm thinking of. And K-Mag. That's what I'm predicting. That both Haas's will finish in the points. That's what I'm predicting.
Okay.
That's what I'm predicting. You know? Cause
We'll see. Lewis Hamilton has dominated Austin for quite some time before Max won it last year. This is one. I think this is one of his last best chances to win an F1 race this year. With that, the other race being Brazil, which we all know he's capable of winning there because you got another track he's dominated. Just like at last year, for example. But yeah, I think it could be anyone in this race. USA offers a lot of different parts of the race. Like I said, like there's a slow speed section, there's a more aero speed section, an aero dominant section. There's a bunch of straights where you need straight line speed. Like strategy is going to be a big key. Strategy and the spec of the car. Are you going to put a lower front wing to help improve aerodynamics but reduce straight line speed? Are you going to be higher on the wings? Are you going to, all these things, brake bias and stuff, I think the setup of your car is going to really come into effect. And Red Bull have been spot on, especially with Adrian Newey. I think I'm gonna have to go with the best engineers, the best chassis engineers in Formula One, Red Bull right now at the moment. That car looks absolutely amazing. So I have to back them to win the USA GP. But Brazil's a more straightforward track with like long-ish turns that are mid-speed that lead to big exits. So I think that's gonna be Lewis's time to shine. But I think it's gonna be a Red Bull win at USA this upcoming weekend. And the race at 3:30. Thank God, 3:30 p.m. because lucky for us, we're in America. Thank God.
Finally,
some good fucking racing.
Exactly.
I think my plan is for next year. Not next year, but
Next year.
April or May. We do a lads trip to Miami and go watch the race.
Man, so you already know I'm down for that.
If we book it,
But
do it.
bro, that would be fire though.
That would be fire.
Cannot lie, that would be fire.
I would love to watch.
That would be
I would
so
love
fire.
to watch live Formula 1.
In live, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. But honestly, the Vegas one would be fire to
That
watch.
would be
I kind of want to watch
though. Too much money.
Over the Texas one.
Miami. I said Miami.
Oh, Miami. Over
Vegas.
Miami?
Vegas, bro.
Okay.
You know how much money Vegas would be?
I cannot even imagine. Not gonna lie.
Miami's gonna be. I mean, Miami wouldn't be cheap either, but I'd rather pay to go see Miami than Vegas. So we gotta stay in Vegas. That would be fucking money.
You have to stay regardlessly.
Yeah, but
in either of those. Miami. You already know how it is with Miami.
But yeah, let's get into our favorite moments this year in Formula One. I think that'd be a very interesting
Favorite
to hear
moments?
What your favorite moments
Ooh.
are. I have a couple. You're gonna like this one. I'll start with. We'll go.
You can't steal mine.
All right.
Just kidding. You can take mine.
No. We'll go 1-1. Picture this. It's a lovely, warm day in Paul Ricard track, France. Mr. Charles Leclerc is
Oh my God! Why the hell? Oh no! You cap!
He goes into that tight, hairpin corner. It's a left-hand turn.
No!
It's goes in a little too fast. I forgot the corner name, but it's named something, but I forgot the corner name. Goes in right, turning right. Goes in a little bit too fast. All of a sudden,
Oh my God,
oversteer.
bro!
Stares into the wall. Gone. Out of the race. You hear, I can't find the throttle. The breathing gets louder and louder.
Oh my God!
Seeing that,
Yo!
fucking.
I think that one.
That's one of my favorite.
That one was one of my favorites. Oh my God! That one was one of my favorites. The one in Monaco, where it's like,
Bro,
why, what are you
seeing your
doing?
own driver crash out of a race that he was winning was your favorite moment.
No, the favorite, no,
Oh,
not
just the
favorite.
audio,
It
the
was
audio, the
the
audio, the audio.
funny, the audio. Yeah,
Okay,
the audio,
fair enough.
and the one in Monaco was the in Monaco. What the fuck are we
Oh,
doing?
fuck.
Yeah, that one.
No.
Oh
One
man.
of mine as well. First race of the fucking year. Max Verstappen championship in Bahrain. Uh, there's a problem with the end with the battery. Max, we've checked. Battery is stable and problem is stable.
That's
No,
another good
stop.
one. That's another good one.
3 seconds later, DNF. Also, that's a good moment as well. Just seeing all the Red Bull cars
Karma.
except for Yuki DNF.
Karma.
The race after Lewis was fucking robbed of a World Drivers' Championship. That's right,
I
he was
believe
robbed.
Alonso puts it best. He's like, karma. That's how Alonso would put it.
That was a good
Karma.
moment. But he Max deserves that
Another good
DNF.
one. Yeah, another good one I want to say is out out goes Leclerc, through
There
goes
goes Hamilton.
Hamilton. Silverstone was
Unbelievable.
absolute bon voyage.
Oh, another good moment. I've never seen that defended like Esteban in my life.
Never in my life I saw defense like I saw from Esteban. Never.
And Belgium. What an idiot. With a mega start.
Close, closing the door with a mega start. Mega start.
This guy.
This guy only knows how to race and drive from first. Oh
Oh
man.
my god, Fernando. Don't do
It
this.
sucks. It sucks when you know how to only race and drive from first. That sucks, bro. That sucks. Not gonna lie. That does suck.
Also, seeing fucking Stroll and Latifi crash in practice in Australia. The two Canadian fucking conundrums.
No, Latifi in Japan and Monaco. Guys, the steering, the car,
Oh my god,
it
that's
just
up
wouldn't
there.
turn.
That is up there.
It wouldn't turn,
That's
bro.
like
I'm telling
top
you. If
five.
honestly, between you and me, if my car wouldn't turn, I don't know, bro. If my car wouldn't turn, I would put it back in the dealership, bro. You know,
Of
I'm just saying.
course.
If my car wouldn't
But
turn,
he's saying the car
it's a
didn't
different story.
turn
But if the car
as
doesn't
it
turn, then it doesn't
turned.
turn. You know, like.
Poor
But
Nicky.
no. What you're not understanding is that the car, it just didn't turn. So, I don't know. It didn't turn. That's a pretty convincing argument. I'm not gonna lie. It did not turn.
Yeah,
So,
that was a good moment.
I don't know. It didn't turn.
Sainz getting that
Imagine having a
win.
car that don't turn.
Yeah, imagine your car turning but saying it doesn't turn. That would be crazy.
That would be
Fucking
crazy.
ridiculous.
That would be
Damn
crazy.
Latifi, bro. Like, we're gonna miss him, right? We're gonna miss him, but for all the wrong reasons.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
He's
No,
like
we're
the
not.
Raj. He's like the Raj of fucking Formula One.
Raj! Raj!
We're gonna miss him. Just because not of his driving capability. No, we won't miss him because of that. This is.
What are you talking about, bro? It's Formula One world champion Nicholas Latifi, bro. What are you talking about, bro? You capping. You capping.
I'm right here. I'm the world champ. If he's world champion.
Oh, yeah.
No, that guy. We're gonna miss him. We're gonna definitely miss him again for all the wrong reasons, but.
What a donkey.
Oh, another
He was a dunk.
scary moment was the Joe crash, and I thought he was gonna be fucking like paralyzed. I'll be real.
Yeah, that was scary. That was not a
dead.
favorite moment.
He might be dead.
That was not a favorite moment.
I'm sorry, I said scary moment.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
that was real bad. That was real bad.
If it wasn't for the halo, bro probably would have died.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. As much as I don't like that, that was not good.
What was your most
at all.
painful? Like the moment you saw him for the one, you were like, oh, come on.
Every time Leclerc binned, and every time
The
Ferrari
strategy.
fucked up the strategy, that was painful.
I'll tell you what.
The other painful was how Lewis didn't win Silverstone because he was there, but like
They didn't have the pace.
the pace.
Like not
I
him,
mean,
the car.
I would have loved. the car. I would have loved to have him go like second. If he got second, I would have been like, yes, okay. Because let's be honest, Sainz deserved that one, but Lewis, I just wished he was second in
I'll tell you
the
what hurt me. After
Silverstone.
after Jeddah, when Lewis finished like what 14th, 16th, some shit like that. Like he didn't
Oh,
make
when he was stuck
Q1,
behind Gasly. When he was stuck behind Gasly, that
and
was
he
that
was
one.
fighting hard with Schumacher. Like he couldn't get away from the Haas.
Yeah,
Seeing him get out of the car and like just so like tired, and he looked like depleted and stuff. That hurt me, man.
yeah.
I was like, damn, it's gonna
What
be
what
a
hurt what
long
hurt too
year.
was in Spa when he made the crash to
Oh
Alonso.
yeah,
Like imagine
yeah.
how he could
I
have done
said
there.
too before the race. I was like, I posted on my Instagram story that day. I was like, "Today's your day, Lewis." It wasn't.
It was not his
It
day.
was not his day. I fucking cursed
It
him.
was not his day.
It was not his day one bit. It was
You
not his
capped
day
his
one
day,
bit.
bro. I'm sorry, you capped his
Spa though
day.
was crazy, but that's when I saw that Red Bull fucking fly. Like the Red Bull
Yeah, bro. That
actually
shit.
had
I watched
wings.
that race
Red Bull
live.
gave Max wings.
Gave him more than wings. That day, it gave him more than wings.
Yeah.
It
No.
gave him like I don't even know what. It just gave him so many things.
Yeah.
Honestly, that car was crazy, bro. That car
Also
was
seeing
crazy.
DeVries, that was a good moment. DeVries get points in his first race for
Mm.
Williams. Already a better driver than Latifi. Bro only raced for an hour and a half.
Best thing was seeing Latifi number 21 out of 20 drivers. That was the most incredible thing ever. Bro, you know how embarrassing it would have been if he was 22 behind a reserve driver? That would have been funny.
That would be
That
funny.
would have been funny.
But yeah.
Bro was worse than Mazepin in the 21 season. I
Yeah.
actually kind of want to see how Mazepin would have been in this season. Can you imagine? 2022, Nikita Mazepin, Formula One World Champion.
Imagine Williams announcing a new
That would
driver,
have been funny.
Nikita Mazepin.
That would be scary.
I think that's the only downgrade you get from Nicholas Latifi. Is Nikita Mazepin. That's the only downgrade.
Honestly, I feel like I don't know.
Don't
I
say
mean,
it.
it could
Latifi's better
it
than
could be.
Mazepin. Don't say it. Latifi's better than Mazepin.
I'm not trying to say that.
You're saying
I'm
he's
not trying to say that. No. I'm not trying to say that. I'm saying, you know, what would have been a downgrade from Latifi? Not Latifi or Mazepin. It would have been Andrea De Cesaris. That would have been a downgrade. Driving with that man was dangerous. That was like
What
going on a
about Lord
side mission.
Ragunathan?
Ragunathan.
Or
Ragunatinator,
Pastor?
bro. Pastor
He had
Maldonado
pace,
had the speed. He had the pace, but bro was
but not the left
scary.
foot,
Bro
not the
would,
braking.
bro. I don't think the guy believed in brakes. He does not believe in brakes. His religion must definitely be against brakes.
Kind of
Cause
like all
bro,
the drivers we come against in our karting videos, which you could check out soon on our combined channels,
yeah.
as well as my personal channel, EthanRice23, which I'll leave in the description. But anyways, that's been another episode of the 3 Wide Podcast. We'll catch you Sunday after the USA Grand Prix, where me, Bryan, and hopefully Brandon will all break down the USA Grand Prix and everything else going on.
With the Ferrari 1-2, you already know.
Yeah, 1-2 to DNF. Yeah. So,
Yep.
yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I will catch you guys in the next one. Any last words, Bryan?
Hopefully Ferrari gets a 1-2 finish. I'm gonna go with Charles Leclerc champion 2023, Charles
Not
Leclerc
happening.
2024,
Not
Charles
happening.
Leclerc 2025,
Okay, you suck a sick at this point.
Nikita Mazepin 2026.
Listen, if you bet $1 on that and it happens, you'll probably end up with 10,000 gajillion dollars.
Probably would. Oh man.
Not a bad bet. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'll catch you guys on Sunday as we are gonna review and recap the USA Grand Prix. Take care, everybody, and peace out.